Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to the Insurance Marketing Playbook podcast. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope you have been enjoying all these episodes about learning how to market for your insurance company, insurance agency, or if you're just an agent that works in an insurance office, you can learn how to market yourself, make yourself stand out, and get more money. Today, we're going to be talking about healthy marketing because we're at the beginning of the year and health is something that people want, right? We're talking about physical health. So let's talk about our marketing health and how we can make that doable for our marketing in 2026. So I'm going to cover 10 things that are health related, but then making sure that we can relate that over to marketing as well. Our first one today is going to be hydration, right? You guys, if you're watching, I've got my water here all the time, every day, all day, always drinking water. But how is hydration related to marketing? I would say hydration equals visibility. We want to make sure that we are always visible on social media. We're visible in our community because as insurance agents, being community involved is very important. So we want to make sure that we are going to networking events. We're making sure our brand is out there with sponsorships and making sure that we are sharing things on social media and being consistent. You guys know how I am about consistency and making sure we're always showing up, right? The second one is overeating. Eesh, we don't want to overeat, right? But I mean, we all do it. I do it all the time. So what overeating is like over marketing. We can make our marketing so bad by always doing things that's too much. I actually have an example of that. Somebody that hired me a few years ago opened up their new business and they did too much marketing. You're like, is that a thing? Yes, it's a thing. They put their money here, 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 here. They weren't listening to the strategy I was trying to create. They weren't listening to the budget I was trying to create. They just wanted to be quote unquote out there everywhere. We can overmarket because if we are straining our marketing dollars and not being strategic about it, then we're going to run out and then we're not going to be able to keep marketing ourselves. So take it little by little, slow down a little bit, let the marketing digest in your business, making sure that we are getting those ROIs from our marketing dollars. Number 3 is very important, protein, right? We always need protein. I know my trainer is always putting that in my head of like, I have to eat protein all day, every day. So our protein in marketing is going to be our core message. What problem are you solving for your clients? That could be in insurance. It could be a bunch of things. You have a lower rate. Do you have incredible customer service? Are you heavily involved in the community and they love to see that? What kind of thing is going to set you apart from your competitors and the local insurance agents in your town? So what's that core message? How do you want people to know your brand? How do you want them to know you as an agent? And how can you separate yourself to your clients? Number 4, sleep is always great for our health, right? I know I don't get enough of it. And most of you probably don't either if you're also a business owner. But in sleep, our body is resetting, right? So in marketing, we can relate that to automations and systems. What are you automating that's taking less time? For my business, I have emails that are automated. I've got workflows that are automated. My CRM is automated. So if you are an insurance owner, like a brokerage owner, you probably have a really great CRM, especially if you work for like State Farm or Shelter or Farmers, someone that has a bigger name behind them. You guys have the CRM already built in. And I think that it's very important to make sure that those systems are set up because they are working for you behind the scenes and you're not putting any energy into it. You put one-time energy into it and then you're done. So definitely make sure you've got those systems and automations set up. Okay, guys. The next one's cardio. Ugh, I know you all cringed just like I did, right? Cardio is not our favorite thing, but it is very important for us to stay healthy, right? We want to make sure our heart rate stays up. We want to make sure that our heart stays healthy. So how does our business stay healthy? By networking, building relationships. We want to make sure that we are always doing it. If you are an extroverted introvert like I am, networking probably drains you a little bit because I know after I'm done with a networking event, I'm like, I like go home, I chill out a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting out for like 3 days because I need to get my energy back up. But networking is so important for our business. I can guarantee that at least 80% of my business success over the last 14 years has been because of networking and relationships that I've built. If you get into a leads group, that's fantastic. You build those personal relationships and then they become salespeople for you. If you go to a networking event after hours with your chamber or maybe a local business or something, it's very important that you have a strategy behind that and you connect with people, that you also build their network. You don't want to just go into networking and be like, what can I get out of this? Like, you want to go in with the mindset, what can I give these people that will then make them want to give something to me? I went to a networking event a couple of months ago, and it was on a day that I'd had a long day, but I'd already committed to going to this networking event. And a couple years ago, I noticed that this is kind of digressing. I noticed that I would commit to things and then be like, I'm not really in the mood anymore and not show up. That's not okay. So now, if I commit to it, if it's on my calendar, I'm freaking doing it. I'm going through with that commitment. So no matter what, I knew I had to go to this networking event. And boy, am I glad that I did. I got $6,000 of business in that like 2 hours that I was at this networking event. I met all new people. I didn't know anybody at this place. I met all new people and I gained $6,000 over the course of 2 months after that networking event. So that is an example of why networking is so important, and to make sure that we are building our cardio in our business and keeping our heart rate up, because we want to be the face of our community when it comes to insurance, right? Number 6, vitamins. These are boring and gross, and if you're like me and you're a millennial, you remember the Flintstone vitamins, but not good. But we survived, guys. So how are vitamins related to marketing? These are our branding details. Things that you may overlook in an insurance company are the branding details. We want to make sure that your name comes across correct. We want to make sure that your templates that you're using from Canva or however else you're creating your graphics, we want to make sure those all look the same. The colors are the same. The font is the same. The messaging is the same. The branding details matter. You may be bored with it, and if that's the case, hire somebody to do the branding for you, because it is very important that when people see, let's use State Farm, when people see red, they think State Farm. When they see certain colors, they'll think of your business. And if they see your last name on the name, and if you go back through some of my other episodes, I talk about branding your insurance agency with your name. If they see that, you want to make sure there's a positive, reinforcement of whenever they see it on social media, making sure that that messaging is positive. So make sure that your branding details are there and that you use them consistently. Alrighty, the next one's kind of a little tough one. When we are trying to think of healthiness, we do not want to eat junk food, right? I mean, I shouldn't say want. I always want to eat junk food. And if you're my 5-year-old, you pretty much survive on junk food. Like, I swear to God, she eats goldfish for like every meal. And that's fine. Whatever. She's 5. She'll be okay. But junk food and marketing is like taking really cheap shortcuts. We don't want to do that. Do not take a cheap shortcut. Yes, you can have a budget-friendly shortcut, I guess we can say, or budget-friendly strategy, but don't always go the cheapest route, because cheap sometimes becomes the most expensive thing that you've done in marketing, especially in marketing. If you are trying to hire someone that's just because they're the cheapest ones around, but they may not do the best quality work, right? They may not do what's best for your SEO. They may just be doing what scratched the surface. You want someone there that can do something that is good for you and is going to give you a return of investment of your money. So cheap shortcuts in any facet of your insurance business, like hiring the wrong people, not having the right processes in place. But in marketing, we don't want to just hire people or hire somebody in marketing that's just because they're cheap. We want to make sure that what they're doing is going to give you results. So let's go away from cheap shortcuts, as in like pay for fake followers, or just do a $20 ad on social media. Like, let's strategize something behind your marketing and actually get that return of investment. Number 8 is strength training. One of my favorite things to do. If you're looking at my YouTube right now, look at that little muscle there. Strength training is so good. If you are able to do long form content, so strength training is a long game, right? So long form content is really great for your business when it comes to marketing. This right here is an example of long form content. I am creating a podcast that's then going to be on YouTube, that's then going to be on a blog, that's then going to be on a LinkedIn newsletter. So I take one long form piece of content, and I will break it up into little pieces for social media. You may even be watching this as a reel on the Insurance Marketing Playbook Instagram or Facebook. Like, it's very important to utilize your time, right? So I'm going to take 20 to 30 minutes, do a podcast post that then my marketing assistant's going to take and create all these other forms of content. And it's only taken me 30 minutes to do it. Also, lots of years of experience, but 30 minutes to do it. That's then going to be a return of investment over and over and over again with the engagement on different sites. So think of a way that you can educate your people, your customers, through either videos, reels, YouTube. If you want to start a podcast, if that's something that you're able to do, I highly recommend it, because education is so important when it comes to customer service. You're listening to this for a reason, right? You're like, I want to learn more about marketing, and I'm going to tune into this podcast. So it's important that you find a niche that you're good at. Maybe it's educating people on homeowners insurance or commercial insurance for a small business. Different things. Maybe you're educating other insurance agents, something that you can maybe potentially coach, or maybe people you want to hire. So think of how you can turn that long form content into other pieces for your business, so that way you are utilizing your time correctly and making sure that you are being smart with it. We've got 2 more here for our healthy marketing for 2026. Number 9 is mental health. This is very important. I love how it's so popular right now, like mental health, like going to therapy and making sure we're going on walks and making sure we're creating boundaries. And that brings me to, how are we relating mental health to marketing? Creating those boundaries with our clients. How are we pricing ourselves? How are we making sure that our time is used wisely? Are you shutting down for different holidays? I know some of my insurance clients will shut down before the holiday, after the holiday, and during the holiday. So like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after. That really helps your team kind of reset. Make sure that they're great when they come back from the holiday break. But then also your clients know, like, okay, I guess I will contact them on Monday rather than today. So how are you creating those boundaries with your customers and communicating those correctly with them, so that way you can utilize your time and energy efficiently, and they know what to expect from you, because expectations are very important when it comes to the customer journey. Our last one is the best one, our annual checkup. I couldn't tell you the last time I went for an annual checkup with my PCP, so I guess I should probably schedule that after this. But that means we are going to be doing a marketing audit. And fortunately, since you're tuning in, you get a free marketing audit. I would just want you to go. You can email me. You can also visit insurancemarketingplaybook.com and reach out to me there, and I can do a complete free audit for you. Go through your website, go through your social media, go through your SEO stuff. How can we make it better? And I will give you that report for free. And then with some tips like, hey, you should do this and you should do that, or maybe you should change this, or maybe you should change that. And I think it's very important that we do that at least once a year, so that way we know where our marketing dollars are going and what's that return of investment for our insurance agency. Okay, if you enjoyed this episode, I would love for you to share it with your friends. And I have really enjoyed doing these for my insurance agencies. You guys are downloading these like crazy. And I'm really happy to be here and be a resource for you. So if you ever need me, you can always reach out on insurancemarketingplaybook.com. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also follow me at bossbabe_Shelby on Instagram or Facebook. I would love to connect with you, and I will see you on the next episode.